Todd here from TalkingTrader.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at VWAP indicator, also known as volume weighted average price. Now, it's in the name. It's the average price of the share traded in that session. So you'll notice here on Afterpay chart, and we're looking at the yellow line here. You notice how it jumps up of the start of a new day, right? So it's always going to, change itself to suit that day. And what we look for is we look for points of support. So where the price may, drop down to, like it did here on the 2nd of July, or terms of resistance and also support. So obviously support and resistance lines, they, vice versa. And what I look for when I'm trading on an intraday, what I would do is I would look for when the price rises above or when it bounces. Like here is a perfect example. Excuse me. A perfect example where it bounces from the VWAP and it continues up nicely. And then as soon as it drops down below that new VWAP formed on the 3rd of July, you would perhaps, go short or get out. And this is a 5-minute chart of Afterpay, which everyone loves to hate. So let's go to another stock. Let's try Marley Spoon. A bit harder on this one now because it's so choppy. Let's try... let's go to an index just for argument's sake. So the index, this is the Australian 200 futures, and what we can see here is ultimately the price likes to, to bounce or find up support at the end of the day, or then drop back down again, when it wants to hit it, or you would buy below the moving average, the volume, the VWAP line, just to get out. But basically another form of support and resistance. Let's try United States. Again, it always seems to try and find support on that VWAP line. You would use these with the key EMAs. There we go. And you would use them to, gauge whether or not it's in a bad downtrend. If the 200 EMA is below the average price, that's very in a downtrend. Let's go back to a stock here. Let's say PDI. So I'll remove the key EMAs because it does get a bit confusing. But times like over here where if you were to buy below the VWAP, it'd be pretty good. CML, same story. Buying below the VWAP, can be a good story when support is established. Just a gauge, another tool to use when making an intraday. When you're looking at a stock, and if you see the current then and there is below the VWAP, that could be a good indicator that, you're at a low point within the day. Obviously, a lot of factors else come in, but that is how to use the volume weighted average indicator. And if we mouse over it, we can see that the VWAP for each certain day. So the way I look at it, as if you got in below the VWAP on that day, and if you're in a trending stock, you're pretty safe, you're pretty good. You can rest easy with it. So that is how I use VWAP and how you can incorporate it into your trading. Thanks again for watching, and there'll be a link down in the description for our website and our Facebook group. Have a good day, and I'll see you